you're new to this channel, you want to hit that subscribe button because this channel is full of tea, drama, and story times. And I'm a chick from Brooklyn. Everybody loves a chick from Brooklyn, and that's on period. As you guys can see by the title, this is another story time. But before I get into the story time, y'all gotta get into this fucking hair. Like, I did a video of me getting this wig installed. This wig is from Unice hair, and I love it. It's really giving Beyonce. I had it for a week. You know, Coco slays hair, so like, bro, you could still not see the fucking lace. Like, this is coming out my scalp. I was kind of scared to put this hair color in, like I said in my last video, because I don't think I've ever done like a brown. Like, I've had highlights, but I never had a brown with highlights. And plus it's curly, it's like a lot going on, so I was a little bit scared, but it came out so good. And like, I just love it. It really, I don't know why I think this is Beyonce hair. Like, I feel like Beyonce is this her thing. Brown hair, highlights, and curls. It just reminds me of Beyonce. So I've been feeling like an ultimate bad bitch with this fucking hair. And if you want this hair, the information is going to be in the description box below. If you want to see me go more into detail about this hair, I did make a video about it. It's like my last video from bum to Beyonce, and you can see me show you guys how I got this hair installed, how I got this style, and just tell you more details about the wig, because this video is really not about that. It's a story time, so I don't want to bombard you. For my bitches that want to know all the hair details, because y'all always asking me, oh, what's this hair from on Instagram, where this hair from, how you like it, all that information is in my last video. Now let's get into the story time. Now, I decided to do this story time because Labor Day weekend is coming up, and if you're from New York City, or if you're familiar with Labor Day in New York City, we usually have our carnival on Labor Day. So since last year we didn't have it because of COVID, and this year they saying we're not having it, I just wanted to do a little flashback about my experience with Labor Day, one of my experiences with Labor Day Carnival in New York City. Now, as you guys know, I'm a full blown, I go hard for my West Indian people. Like, nobody could tell me I am not a born St. Lucian. I am not a born St. Lucian, but I go so hard for St. Lucia. I go so hard for Caribbean culture that I love to embrace it. I love Carnival. I love everything about Carnival, down to the costumes, the music, the vibe. Like, I really get sad when I listen to soca in different seasons. I'll be like, damn, I wish I was behind a truck. Like, I want to be in Carnival. Like, I love Carnival. From when I was young, I was always fascinated with seeing the costumes, hearing the music. You know, I always wanted to play a part of that. Now, when I was younger, my mom and I used to go up on Eastern Parkway, because that's where the carnival takes place. We used to go up on Eastern Parkway and watch the parade. But as I got older, I wanted to be more involved, if you get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, my mom wasn't the type to jump the barricade and participate, because there are people that jump the barricade who are not a part of the band, who are just regular revelers, don't pay for no costume, but want part of the vibe. So they just jump off of the barricades and just be on the parkway participating in what's going on. My mom is not one of those people. She just go to watch, you know, go for the vibes. Well, she used to, because she hasn't gone in a while, but she just go to watch. But I've always wanted to be in the vibe. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Obviously, when I was younger, I'm not going to just jump the barricade and participate, because clearly I'm younger. You know, I need someone, an adult, to do that experience with me. But I've always said that it's either when I get older, I can't wait till I get older and I could participate on my own, so that I can jump the barricade and, you know, like wind down and, you know, be a part of the real mix of it all. So this story time takes place when I was around 14 or 15. I know sometimes I be like giving a range on ages, but I told you guys, I smoke, I drink, my memory be really shot. It don't matter how old I was, this shit was finna happen. Anyways, I was 14 or 15. Now, every time I started to realize as an adult, every time I went against my parents or don't listen to my mom, shit always went left for me. Like, anytime I try to be sneaky and do shit that my parents did not permit me to do, I always end up in some fucking fucked up situation. And I think it's because God is just trying to teach me a lesson, and the universe is trying to teach me a lesson that I don't got it figured out. Now, keep that in mind. So this fucking Labor Day, I curse too much. This Labor Day, I was like 14, and I asked my mom, first, the night before Labor Day, they have like a little juve, right? Before Labor Day, they have a little juve. So I asked my mom, like, hey, you know, I'm 14, 15 now. Can I go to juve? My mom was like, hell the fuck no. Mind you, juve is where most people rather participate in, because it's just like, it's just way more fun, I believe. But the thing about Juve, the crime rates around Labor Day weekend in Brooklyn be skyrocketing, especially on Juve night. Mostly because it is dark, it's a lot of people outside, it's easy to get away with committing a crime in a large crowd of people. It's easier to get low, and it's nighttime. It's just easier to, I guess it's easier to maneuver around when you want to commit crimes. So between Labor Day and Juve night in Brooklyn, I would say Juve is the most dangerous. It has the most criminal activity, the most shootings, stuff like that. So I understand why my mom was like, hell no. But at the same time, all my friends around my age was going to Juve, was experiencing that, and it's fun. You throw paint, you throw powder, you get dirty, you have fun, you just mobbing with your friends, you know. It's just a vibe. So I really wanted to experience that. I asked my mom, she said absolutely not, and that I should just chill out because tomorrow we going to the Labor Day parade. So I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, I found a way to maneuver out the house anyway, which, like I tell you guys all the time, don't do as I do or as I say, do better than me. So I maneuvered my way out the house to go to Juve. I don't even fucking know how I did it, but I knew I was out in these streets. I had linked up with my friends and we was out. So this band that we was gonna do Juve with started on Clarkson Avenue, which is like 4 blocks away from my house. And my plan was to just do Juve until 3 a.m. and sneak back in my house to make it seem like I was home the whole time. But I got so caught up in like the vibes that I ended up going all the way to Grand Army Plaza from Clarkson Avenue. And if you know, if you're familiar with the parade, if you're familiar with Juve in Brooklyn, you know it ends at Grand Army Plaza. And if you know anything about Juve, Juve ends when the sun is out. So, you know, I was out there till 7 a.m. Okay? Thankfully, I was all in one piece. I made it home safe. I didn't come in contact with anything crazy. I mean, there was a few instances where there was some violence surrounding me, but me and my friends weren't directly around any violence, thankfully. So I made it home safe in one piece. Thank you, God. And obviously, I couldn't just sneak in and shower and go to sleep because now the sun is up. My parents are aware that I was palancing on the road. So yeah, I just took my licks. Like I told you guys in other story times, when it comes to me getting in trouble, when I had fun already, I just look at it as like, listen, the fun was worth it. I'm gonna just take my licks and sit up. It is what it is. I'm gonna get in trouble, but I had fun. It was worth it. So I came home, I got blacked on. Who told you go to Juve? Da-da-da. My mom said, all right, since you already had your fun, you went to Juve, you are not going on the Parkway. And I was like, oh, hell no. I need both experiences. Don't get me wrong, I was fucking tired as shit. I was mad tired. But I needed both experiences. Me and my friends playing, when we leave Juve, we going home, we gonna shower, we gonna freshen up. We back on the Parkway, short shorts, St. Lucia bandana around my head with the cape. I was ready to go on the Parkway. My mother was not jacking it. And then I was begging like, please, 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 can we go on the Parkway? I want to go. I just want to see the bands flow. I'm so sorry that I went to Juve without you listening, without you saying I could go. But please. And my mom was like, you know what? If you want to go on Eastern Parkway, you got to wait till I go. And we're going to stand up behind the barricade and we're going to watch. And at first I'm like, you know what? At least I get to go. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, nigga, that's lame as shit. Like, I do not want to stand with my mom. Since I got a little taste of the mix from participating in Juve, being on the road and vibing out, I'm like, I cannot see myself just standing and watching everybody have fun on the street. I have to be involved. So I conjured up this sneaky plan once again, which I'm always doing some fucking sneaky disobedient shit, that when my mom goes I'm gonna shower and get dressed before my mom, and then she's gonna go take a shower and get dressed, and while she's in the shower getting dressed, I'm gonna leave the house and go meet up with my friends so I can be on the Parkway with my friends. Keep in mind, at this time, I didn't have a phone. I don't remember exactly why. I'm sure my phone was taken away because that was something that was happening frequently in my house. So I'm sure my phone got taken away. So I remember I had to call my friend. I had to call her. And I'm like, oh, her name was Ebony. I'm like, Ebony, I'm gonna come meet you. Where you at? She was telling me meet on Eastern Parkway in Utica. I'm like, all right, I'm about to come. Don't move. I don't got no phone. Like, just don't move. Give me 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna sprint up there, stand in front of the rainbow. I'm coming. So I heads up to Eastern Parkway, and now I meet up with my friend Ebony, and we in the crowd. We at the beginning of the parade. You know, you hear horns tooting. The vibe is just the carnival experience as a whole, no matter where you are internationally. I feel like it's just a very happy happy experience. I can't explain it. Some people really don't like carnival culture, the music or anything like that, but I really cannot explain how it makes me feel. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Carnival as a whole, it just gives me like good vibes. So I was just so happy to be on Eastern Parkway, seeing everyone in their nice costumes, hearing the truck horns, just hearing somebody on the mic like, oh, behind the truck, like that shit just had me turned up. I was like, yes, I can't wait. I'm finally gonna be able to be on the road instead of being like a lame on the outside just watching shit happen. I'm really about to be in tune. Like, I'm about to be dubbing. I'm gonna catch a lick of wine, you know. I'm gonna have fun. I was just happy, you feel me? So now we get on the road, you know, I'm having fun, I'm jumping up, you know, every now and then the police on the road, if you are not in a band, don't have a wristband or a t-shirt or a costume on, they do try to shoo you onto the sidewalk, because we're really not supposed to be participating in the parade, because technically we're not involved in the parade. So every few blocks, you know, the cops will try to defer people that's not in the band, like, okay, go on the sidewalk, you guys are not supposed to be on the street, go this way, go that way. And it happened a few times, and me and my friends still end up back on the road. But this one specific time, when the cops was pushing us to the side, it's so many people that be outside on Eastern Parkway that I lost my friends. But keep in mind, I have no cell phone, and even if I did have a cell phone, the reception is so bad around that time on Eastern Parkway because it's so many people on the Parkway. The reception is terrible. So I'm just like looking around, like looking to see if I see my friends, and I'm calling out her name and stuff like that, and I'm on the sidewalk. And after walking like 2 blocks on the sidewalk, I'm like, nah, she probably would have been back on the road by now, because that's what we was doing. Like, as soon as the cops shoot us off, we walk a little bit, then we back on the road. So I decided a band was coming, a big band was coming, and it had hella revelers back there, like hella people behind the band. So I'm like, oh, she's probably behind this band. This band looks lit, because, you know, we was going to all the bands that was lit. So I decided to go back on the road. So now we on the road, and I can't find my friend, but I'm catching a vibe by myself at this point, because it's like, I'm not about to just be on a hunt. I'm still having fun. I'm sure I'm gonna run into her. So I'm just over here catching a vibe. And then all of a sudden, I hear a pop. 2 pops, right? And I see people jumping over the barricades. So I know it sounds confusing, but if you're from Brooklyn, and if you ever been to a Labor Day weekend in Brooklyn or Carnival, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the road in the center that the trucks are on and the people are behind. So the road is in the center, and on each side of Eastern Parkway is the sidewalk where the people that are watching are standing, and there's barricades. So if somebody is shooting in the crowd in the main road, everyone is going to be trying to jump over the barricades. Keep in mind that behind these barricades are people, okay? So people are standing behind the barricades, and people are also running towards the barricades, pushing the barricades down because they're trying to run to safety, because everybody's hearing the pop from a shooting. Me, I don't know if I was just in shock, but I know it took me a while to react. Like, it really took me a minute to react. Like, I seen people running, and I wasn't sure what was happening. I did hear the pops. I didn't know what it was about. Keep in mind, there's also loud music, a lot of noise going on around. So it did take me a little second to react, to understand what's going on. Okay, somebody's shooting. Everybody's running because somebody's shooting. But I'm running too late, and I make it to the curb, just about to jump over the barricade. So I put my foot up to jump over the barricade. Clearly, nobody could wait for me to get over, because they pushed the barricade all off, like the crowd pushed the barricade over. I fell with the barricade, and I was laying under the barricade while people ran over me. And this went on for some minutes. So essentially, I was trampled, a very traumatizing experience. And I've heard of people getting trampled, but I never really thought of it as something that was very like dangerous or can cause harm or bodily injury or nothing like that. I really thought of it as like, you know, you hear people get trampled, you think it's like, I thought it's like, oh, people just running over you, you fine. But having people run over you, it's like literally getting beat up. Like, the hair that I had on, I had a sew-in. It was like my sewing was ripped out. I had hella bruises, cuts, and I was screaming on the floor like, hello, like I'm on the ground, like But I guess everyone is in a state of shock. They're all trying to run to safety. Everybody's just running over me. And at this time, I was hella skinny. I was so maga. I was so skinny. Like, I feel like at first I was like, how do people not feel that they're running over a person? But I just remembered that the barricade is on top of me, so people may think that they're just running over a barricade and not notice that they're running over a person too. And nobody's looking down or nothing in this situation. Everybody's just trying to run because they heard gunshots. And I was so traumatized. I deadass thought I was gonna die. I seen I don't want to say thousands, but I want to say a heavy high 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe 100 people run over me to run to safety. And I'm just laying there, like, my hair's getting ripped out. I got cuts on me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And it happened so fucking fast. I'm just like, what the fuck? And when it finally calmed down, I guess when everybody was just done jumping off the barricade, I got up. Mind you, the people that was standing behind the barricade in this area, they all had left too, because you see a crowd of people running towards you, you're not going to stand there, you're going to run too. So when I got up, it wasn't even a lot of people around to be on some, yo, are you okay? Like, everybody was just in their own world. So I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, you know what, fuck finding Ebony, fuck finding my friends, I'm going home, and this is what I get. And I walked home, and I looked so beat up. Like, my clothes was dirty, my knees was cut because I had on a little shush trying to be grown. My knees was cut up. My hair was ripped out. It just looked like I got into a fight, more so. Like, not really like that I got trampled. Because I know people, when they see, they're not even thinking that, oh, she got trampled. Like, nobody's going to think that she got trampled. But it was just so crazy that as I walked home, nobody really stopped me to ask me if I was okay. Like, I really looked like I was in distress. Nobody even thought to say, like, girl, you good? You look a hot ass mess. But then again, being in Carnival, going to Juve, anything like that, you're gonna leave your house looking clean and fresh, and you're gonna come home looking toe up. So people probably thought I was having a hell of a time at Carnival and didn't think to stop me and be like, girl, are you okay? Like, so I just went home. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, even though nobody literally watched me get trampled that I know of, I just felt embarrassed. Like, walking home was just like a walk of shame to me, because mind you, I snuck out my house to link my friends to go get this full Carnival experience, think I'm doing a damn thing, and 3 hours in, before the fucking parade is over, I already done got trampled, and now I'm just walking home to shower and lay down, which I should have just did, because clearly when I don't listen to my mom, shit always go left. And I was just praying the whole way that my mom was not home, and that she actually just still went to the parade without me, because I was like, damn, I left and I come home looking beat up. My mother's gonna ask me like, what the fuck happened? And I don't want to be like, oh, I got trampled, because it's gonna be like, girl, I told you so. You want to be grown, you want to be enough, you want to do things on your own, and look what happened. Like, I was really embarrassed. So I was just praying like, oh, I hope, God, please, my mother, I don't want her to be at home. Like, please don't let her be home. But when I got home, she wasn't home, but my sister and her friend, my older sister and her friend, was sitting on the porch. Mind you, my older sister don't live with me, but she was sitting on the porch with her friend. And then when I pulled up to the house, they was looking at me like, girl, what the fuck happened? Like, they literally looked at me like, what the fuck happened to you? Because I looked so toe up. Like, I looked messed up. My sister was looking at me like, you okay? Like, you over here limping, because I literally was limping. You over here limping home, where are you coming from? So I was just like, girl, I went on Eastern Parkway. I tried to jump up, try to have fun like everybody else, and somebody shot in the crowd. Everybody started running, and I got trampled. And even though I was hurt and injured, my sister and her friend was cracking, dying, laughing, because they was just trying to picture it in their head how it went down based off the story that I told them. And they was dying laughing. And I got to a point where I started laughing too. Like, yeah, I was hurt, but that shit was just dumb funny. Like, of course, me, out of all people, would be the dumb, clumsy one to fall off the barricade. Everybody hopping off of the barricade fine, and they making it to safety. And my ass hop off and fucking make the barricade fall on top of me and have all these people running over me. I was just so sick. And while I was talking to my sister, I was like, yeah, you know what? I have fun jumping up, like, itself, being a participant of the carnival and being involved and being directly behind the truck, being next to masqueraders, winding up and stuff. I had fun. I'm not gonna lie. Even with all the bullshit that happened, I had fun. But I realized that I had a better chance being a part of a band because I would have more of a, I want to say, a safety net, because even though people were participating behind trucks and in bands, there was a cutoff between the band, people that were a part of the band, and the revelers. Like, they would put like a little tie rope around the band. So I'm assuming that whoever was shooting is not going to be a part of a band. They were with the revelers. So I'm thinking like, yo, if I want to be a participant in a carnival, I'm going to have to pay for a costume from this point out. I'm going to be in costume. I'm never going to be like a regular reveler and put myself in danger being around all the local people that's not directly in the band. I want to be in the band. So I vowed to myself, my sister was there, from this point on, if I ever wanted to participate in a Labor Day parade, the West Indian Day parade on Labor Day in New York City and Brooklyn, I will be in a band. And I kid you not, from that point on, anytime that I went to Carnival, it was in a band, in a costume. I saved up my money all summer. Shit, even before summer, because them costumes is not cheap, boo. Don't get me wrong. If you want a fire front line, it's gonna run you a couple $100. So from that point on, I was saving my money all summer so that come September, I could be in my feathers, my headpiece, and play mass, and don't have to worry about being trampled or getting shot. As far as my mom finding out, I don't even think she ever really found out where I went. I mean, she knew I disappeared, but she didn't know she didn't know that I was participating in Carnival or nothing like that. I don't even think I ended up telling her that I got trampled. Only my sister know, and like my friends, because after, obviously they was looking for me after, and we called each other, and I'm like, girl, when y'all left me, I got trampled. But besides that, nobody really knew that the situation. Never really spoke on it. So this is the story time about how I got trampled at the West Indian Day Parade. And if you guys want any of my Carnival stories, because I do have experiences from Carnival itself, my costume situation being picked up, I have a story time about that and how unorganized some of these bands can be, even though you're spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to participate in this event. I have story times about that, and I have story times about my experience being in a costume and things that I experienced being behind a truck in Carnival itself. Some funny, some hectic, but let me know if you guys want any story times like that. I decided to do the story time because, like I said, it's around Labor Day weekend. Even though we're not having a carnival this year, we do have Miami Carnival coming up, which I plan to attend. So I know I wanted to start this carnival story time little series since it's about that time. Let me know if you guys want any more videos on that. And if you guys ever participated in the West Indian Day Parade, whether as a reveler or someone who was in a band, please comment down below and let me know your experience. Even if you're not from New York, because I know some people come from other states just to come to Carnival. Let me know your experience down below, and we could interact and we could share stories, because that shit is hectic. And if you like this story time and you like all of my other videos, please tell a friend and hit that subscribe button, because we on the road to 50K, and from 50K it's 51K, 52K, 53K, 54K. From there it's up and it's stuck.